You're watching PowerNation. Today on Music City Trucks, our Super Cheyenne is in the shop and we start tearing her apart, making way for new suspension components, getting our C10 one step closer to the ground. We'll also show you a new metal fabricating tool with a do-it-all welder.
Well, hey guys, welcome to Music City Trucks. Well, today we got our cream puff of a C10 back in the shop. And if you remember last time, we got the inside all stripped apart and off to the interior shop. Well, today we're focused on the outside, get it tore apart before we can get some cool stuff bolted on.
And some of the coolest stuff that's going on this truck come from a little company called PB Fab. They're one of the OGs in the C10 air ride game, and they sent us over one of their front drop members along with their rear drop member and everything we need in between to get this truck sitting and handling right. But before we can do that, we got to get this thing ripped apart. Where do you want to start?
Let's get the hood off.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Whoop.
Hey-oh. Don't scratch the paint.
Well.
Is this what they mean when they say use your head?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. All right, where you at?
Just there.
All right.
There it is.
Nice work. All right, where to, Haas?
Up first.
Up. Flat.
Down toward you.
Okay.
All
right.
You need more power.
I need an extension. Oh, look at you. Using your head.
You might want that one.
We'll take that.
No, let's loosen everybody first.
How's it going over here?
Oh, yeah.
Well, looks
Just
good.
trying to get the bumper off.
Whee. Coming out. Very nice.
I don't know about you, but I think they intentionally designed this radiator as a tool and parts catcher. You know,
It's good. I mean,
This
it's
is
great. It's a great socket holder.
Right.
Great, yeah.
Everybody got to put your tools right there.
I mean, there's no better spot for them.
Some reason they advertise them as radiators, though.
No.
I would put it like parts
Holder.
Yeah.
Water-filled holder. Do me a favor, spin that bottom one, okay? Yep.
Watch the clip, watch the clip.
There you go. You got it? And away she goes. Ah, yeah.
You got your mop?
Actually, it's aisle 72. Drain and coolant, it's always messy. No way around it. Ooh. Guess if there wasn't any in it.
Well, we got nuts on some and some that are captive.
All right, we'll get the
we're gonna have to
battery
fight
off
this.
here. Might be a good idea.
Yeah. Third time's a charm, buddy.
Yay. All right. Ready?
Sure.
Alrighty. All right, next we got to crack open our AC system to get the radiator support off. What we've already evacuated the system, there's no refrigerant left in it. It was actually empty to begin with, so I actually pulled a little bit of vacuum, so I'm gonna spray some deep creep on these fittings to help loosen them up so we can break those loose. There, we'll put some here too. Oh yeah, break it right loose. That one, there, that one. There we go. Now the radiator support.
All right, off she goes.
Yep. Yahoo!
How you doing over there?
Just busting some nuts off here.
Up next, we put our C10 to bed.
Beautiful.
All right. This puppy's making like 2 manpower at the wheels.
Get it up on lift, get
Yeah,
that
about
bed
right
off
there.
there.
Going up.
Good.
All right, before we go ahead and knock these nuts off this bed here, we're gonna spray a little bit of this SeaFoam Deep Creep. Nice little spritz here, and a little spritz there. It's gonna really help get this stuff off. All right, we are deep creeped and we're ready to rock and roll.
Of course she's gonna spin.
Don't let it. All right, 1 down. 3 to go. Whoops. We'll leave those there. How you doing over there?
Just busting some nuts off here. They need these bolts to be about a mile longer.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know why they didn't make them 15 inches. I mean,
You know,
you know.
not only could you double nut these, you could triple or quadruple nut them.
I mean, I guess safety first. All right. Very slowly going down.
Bingo.
All right, ready for some separation?
Yeah, get it up there.
All right, I'm gonna try not to put it through the back glass. No promises. How we
Beautiful.
looking on wire situation?
Nope, you're all clear.
All right, you wanna go back?
Yep.
Forgot we got a long bed this time.
And that's all the hoist is gonna give us.
Are we clear?
Not of the bumper.
Okay.
Keep going. There you go.
All right.
We've landed.
Well, now that we got the bed off our old cream puff C10, we can finally see what we got to work with here. And you know, overall it looks pretty good. There is some rough welds there though on that exhaust system.
I mean, there's custom exhaust, and this is just bad, but
Yeah.
it sticks together. But you know what? We're gonna get rid of all that.
Yeah, in the garbage it goes.
In
What do you
the
say we get
garbage
this
it goes.
cab off first?
Yep, get the cab off.
Let's do it. Having multiple welders is a thing of the past. We'll show you a new multi-purpose option for your shop. Hey guys, well you can see we're burning some metal over here today and we got a familiar face in the shop. We have Gabby from Forney Industries and she has an awesome new machine she wants to show us.
Yeah, so we have our 190 AC/DC MP machine here. As you can see, we're welding some aluminum. So this is the first multi-process machine that Forney has come out with that has aluminum TIG welding. So AC TIG welding, it's really nice to have that versatility. A lot of times what happens is you will buy a welder, you'll buy this MP machine. You'll hope that you can do all the processes and all the materials and you find out that you can't necessarily TIG weld aluminum. You may be able to MIG weld aluminum, but TIG welding aluminum is kind of that weak spot in most of those multi-process machines. So with this machine, we do offer that. We also offer quite a few different sub-processes to that or more advanced settings. So kind of the more advanced settings on the TIG side. For our AC, we do have our AC frequency that we can adjust as well as our balance, so that can help with our cleaning action and then also the penetration that we're getting on our weld. And then over here, we have our settings for pulse and then our pulse percent on. So our pulse is going to be set to 0 when it's off. If we would like to add pulse, we can turn this up. What the pulse setting is going to do though is that's just going to help with our heat input. So it's going to give us a little bit more leadway for like warping and different things like that, thinner materials. It just allows us to have a little bit more control over that stuff.
Yeah. You normally don't see pulse in a machine like this.
Yeah,
that's
typically,
a nice feature.
Typically you're just gonna have the standard settings. You're not gonna be able to adjust anything.
Yeah.
So it is nice to have those options there for sure.
Very cool.
And then of course it does DC TIG as well, high frequency DC lift TIG. So if you need to not use the high frequency because you're working on something, you know, a car that has computer systems and different things like that in it, you don't want to fry any of those modules. So you just want to make sure you remove that from your settings. AC TIG, only high frequency. You can't lift arc AC TIG because the material gets contaminated, your tungsten gets contaminated, it causes all kinds of problems in there.
You don't want that.
Yes, exactly. And then as you can see here on the front, it's super easy to switch over from process to process. So in this instance, we're in AC TIG right now. So if we wanted to switch over and weld some steel or stainless, we just click this center button here, move it down into DC TIG HF or lift. Then we have our stick processes. So we have just our amperage control on our stick settings. And then we move into our MIG side of this machine. So on this unit, we have a manual MIG setting. So if you want to set your voltage and your wire feed speed based on the knowledge that you have of using other machines, or maybe, you know, you just want to kind of manipulate those settings a little bit more, you can come in and set those on manual MIG. But what's really cool about this machine is we kind of made it easy. So we have these little cheater settings. They're called our true set MIG. And so true set MIG is kind of cool because you're gonna come in here and you're gonna choose what diameter wire you're using. So whether it's 024, 030, or 035, each one's gonna have a couple limitations due to the size of wire. So it's going to limit what your ability is. So if you see a setting that's not on here, it's probably just because we don't recommend it. So if you wanna manipulate the machine, you just go back into that manual MIG and you set it up how you want to. But for instance, here we have our true set. Let's see, we'll move into 030. 030 is just a little bit more commonly used. So then we have our settings. We have solid 75-25. We have solid 90-10. So this is our gas mixture, 90% argon, 10% CO2. We have flux core, so then that turns our solenoid off inside of this machine, so we have no gas flow. Stainless steel trimix, stainless steel 98-2. And then when you actually plug in a spool gun to this Amphenol connector here, it automatically tells the machine, hey, we're gonna weld some aluminum, and then it gives you your aluminum settings as well.
This thing pretty much does everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome. And then, you know, once you choose your wire, then you can go in here and you can choose the thickness of material. So say we're gonna be welding on, you know, 3/16 material, and say we don't like this base setting, we don't like it, it's kind of cold. Well, crank it up +9, okay, now it's a little warmer. Maybe it's too hot. Well, we can go -9. If we still don't like that setting, if we want it to be a little hotter, a little colder, then we can go to 7/32, or we can go to 5/32.
So on the voltage side of things, this thing run on 120 and 240?
It does, yeah. It's a dual voltage machine, so it runs on 120 and 240. And then on the back side of the unit, it has a data plate, which is going to tell you the input voltage, output voltage, amperage, everything that you need to know, as well as your duty cycle.
Awesome. Well, you guys really thought about everything in this machine. The days of having multiple machines in your shop, I think they're long gone. All you need is one of these in the shop and you're good to go. Gabby, appreciate you coming in the shop today. We'll hope to see you soon.
Yeah, of course. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Coming up, we'll install our new front suspension, getting our Chevy in the weeds.
Well, you know, the guys that built this old exhaust, they could use a tip or two from Gabby on their next project.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yep.
Well, we got the cab off, got the drive shaft out. What do you say we yank this thing out?
Last piece, let's go.
Let's get it. Look at that.
All right, watch your step.
All right.
glad I put that pigment down there. With our powertrain plucked and more of a mess on the floor, well, it's time to get this thing stripped down further.
And the beauty of our portable drop member over there is we can yank this whole cross member out in pretty much one assembly. It's gonna make our lives a little bit easier. So what do you say we get to it?
Bingo. Got it. There she
All right,
goes.
it's a wheelie machine now. Out with the old.
In with the new. With our old suspension stuff out of the way, well, now we got to prep the frame for our new pieces. We'll finish it off with a little P.O.R. 15 to cover up the areas that aren't going to see powder coat.
Well, now that we got that front end yanked out of our frame, we can go ahead and start installing our drop member. Now, before we did that, we went ahead and sprayed everything that's gonna get sandwiched between other pieces of metal with some P.O.R. 15. That way we're not gonna have to deal with any rust after we get this thing powder coated. The first step we're gonna do is install this upper hat. All right, now first things first is we're gonna go ahead and line up these 3 holes here with our top hat piece. And they've already got holes in it. We're gonna get it like that. Knock it over with a hammer. And we're gonna throw a couple bolts in that to hold it into place. All right, now we got those in place. What we're gonna have to do is use this as a template, and we're gonna drill a couple 7/16 holes where there isn't any in the frame. We may have to open up a couple more on the side as well, but we won't know that till we get there. So we'll go ahead, let's get these drilled up.
All right. Now, another cool observation you can see here, these points right here, that's where the factory upper control arm mounted. And now it's gonna mount up here. So that difference right there, that shows you how much it's gonna lower this frame and help our stance.
Gonna get nice and low.
Yep. Now we'll get our additional holes drilled.
All right, you ready to slap this bad boy up in here?
Yep. Get our drop member bolted up to those plates.
All right, how do we do that again?
Take your little bolt there to your left.
Short 1.25 inches in the middle first.
Short one in the middle. Now, torque down the middle one, 65 foot-pounds.
All right, I'll grab a torque wrench. Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Oh,
Your turn.
You gonna do mine?
I think you've got it. Now we're leaving these loose because there's gonna be a plate that slides up underneath these and sandwiches, so. There it is.
Bingo.
Up next, we'll get the bag mounts on with our 1.25 inch by 7/16 bolts. Now, since we're getting this frame powder coated, we're not gonna put the nylocks on at this point. We're gonna save that till after it's powder coated, so that way when it goes through the oven, we're not baking the nylock off. 1 inner truss coming up. Very nice. Mm-hmm. All right, next up we got our inner truss support. Goes right here, and then you got 1 bolt that's gonna go through the motor mount as well.
If I had $1 million.
All right, now that we have all our bolts in and they're loose right now, we can go ahead and start tightening them. Now, Porterbuilt wants you to do it in a certain order, and that order is we'll go ahead and hit these 4 first, move to the upper hat, get these 8, and then we'll move to the frame, to the drop member, and we'll get those last 2 that we left loose. So let's get to it.
About time.
Thank you. All right, so we got our drop member in. It's all torqued, ready to rip. So we got our bushings pressed into our control arms, got our lower ball joint in, got our upper ball joint. We're gonna go ahead and get these installed so we can get our spindles on and then move on to the brakes.
For these spindles, we're going with Wilwood's 2.5 drop Pro spindle. These things are super trick.
They really are. Those are nice.
Now this hub assembly is what makes this thing really trick as it steps into the modern age, as most newer cars have something like this. These will help with our stance and steering geometry and allow us to mount our modern brake system. Yep.
All right, 100 foot-pound.
All right, to top off those spindles, well, we got this super nice brake kit from EBC. This is their Apollo series, and this one is a 15-inch diameter brake rotor, and that's gonna give us a lot more leverage than those stock brake rotors there. Gonna give us a real nice brake system. I'm gonna get this lug nut on, get this rotor flush with the hub. Then we can get our brake caliper here. This is also from EBC. This matches this kit. This is a 6-piston caliper, and it's filled with their Bluestuff NDX pads. Couple bolts, and they're ready to go. All right. Well, for mocking up the front suspension, the brakes, I think that's about everything. Do have an upper shock mount we got to attach over here on the frame. We got the sway bar to attach up front, and then all that stuff will come apart and we'll get it painted. I don't know about you, but this was pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, PB Fab, their stuff is top notch. I mean, like I said, they've been around this game a very long time, and it shows with this product. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, super easy, good instructions there, all the hardware, everything we need. That's it for the front, and we got to tackle the back, but that'll be next time on Music City Trucks.
See y'all then.
This thing's pretty cool. They even inscribed PowerNation Chevy C10 on the hub.
Where's
there.
that?
And on the face of that hub, that's from EBC.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool right there.
Glad you noticed that, because I wouldn't have.